Hello Hellier College Math students. Now in this video we're going to do something that will be familiar to some of you because you happen to work in the retail sector, and that involves discounts and markups. So let's get to it. So we have a hedge trimmer and a kitchen mixer. Now the hedge trimmer is marked up by 30%, whereas the kitchen mixer has a discount. Now, of course, those two things, as some of you would know, are quite different because every shop or every store buys goods which they intend to sell, and of course they have to pay for those goods from a supplier, so maybe from a factory or an overseas supplier of some kind, and in order to be able to run the business at a profit, they need to increase the price that they sell them for. So they buy them for a certain price, what we call a cost price, and then they sell them at a retail price which is increased, and the difference is the revenue that they gain. So this hedge trimmer cost a storekeeper $80, so the storekeeper might have bought it from the hedge trimmer factory or something like that, and they increase they mark it up by 30%. Okay, so to calculate this we want to find 30% of $80. Now, of course, we can do the calculation using a calculator. 0.3 times 80, and that's fine. You have full access to a calculator in the test. Of course, with some experience, you can use a little trick that 10% of 80, you might know off the top of your head, 10% of 80 is, of course, 8, and 30% is 3 times that. So 3/8 are 24. So the markup will be $24. So the retail price, it will retail for 80 and 24 added, which gives $104. Right. Now, the kitchen mixer, the situation here would be that the retailer may have this kitchen mixer in stock and they've already marked it up above the cost price. So really, I don't like the way that says normally cost. Now we know, we talk about things, how much they cost, but really we want to talk about cost price, buying from a supplier, against retail price, what you would pay in the store. So I prefer to say normally retails for. I'll change that. Now obviously they're having a sale, or they just haven't been able to sell it, so they've discounted the price by 25%. Okay, so we're going to do 0.25 times $840, and using that trick again, I know that 10% of $840 is 84, so 25% is 84 plus 84 and 42. So what does that give us? 168, 172, 10, I believe. You might correct me about that if I got it wrong, but I think it's $210 discount. Okay, so this time we're going to subtract that from the 840. So what does that give us? $630. That's a good kitchen mixer at that price, but they are a very handy tool in the kitchen. Now, of course, we could use the same method, the quick method 2 on these. Okay, so method 2 where we increase and decrease. So rather than multiplying by 0.3 and adding that on, method 2, which would be quite quick, would be just to take this $80 and multiply it by 1.3, and that would also give us $104. And in a similar fashion over here, we could multiply this by, well, 100%, take 25%, 75%. We find 75% of the original price. So 0.75 times 840, which would give us our $630. Okay, so let's try the next one. Pardon me. First off, in part A, our markup. So this jacket cost a store owner $105, and they're selling it for $158.95. So the markup is the difference between those two. So we just find the difference between the cost price and the retail price to get the markup. So that gives us $53.95. Okay, now in part B we want to find the markup as a percent of the cost price. So we take the markup, and it can be confusing to know which one do we divide by, the 105 or the 158.95. Well, it's of the cost price, which is this one, what it cost the store owner, not what it cost you to buy in the shop. That's the retail price. So 53.95 over 105 times 100. Okay, this one's a bit hard for me to do in my head, so we'll do it on the calculator. So 53.95 divided by 105 gives that, and we multiply by 100. So it's 51.38% or 51.4%, whatever you want to round to. Okay, so as usual, have a look in the question description, and look in the video description for the questions to try from this video.